Good afternoon, guys. It's David Pontos15 giving you an update as to how Saturday's 2v2 tournament went. Everybody showed up. It was a fantastic success. I had a lot of fun hosting it again. Everybody who attends is always so very, very polite and so very sportsmanlike during the course of the game. It's a lot of fun for me personally. So thank you guys for all of you who came out. For all of you who couldn't manage, I apologize. I will be hosting some more. Dave is looking to run them every other month. And I'm currently in talks with a gentleman about perhaps starting up a league. So I'll keep you in touch if you keep me in touch. Just so you guys are aware, I have now moved all of my stuff to my own page. This is my own page. So that way I can stop plaguing all of your walls and such, so you can see the video 3 times over. No. It's all going to be going on my page from now on. So please join, please like, so that way I can keep you guys updated, you can keep me updated. So more on the tournament. So, as I said, it was a 2 versus 2 1,000 point tournament. I did ask each team to bring their own objective. Now, for each of the missions, we were using one of the main primary objectives from the rulebook. So I think we used Purge the Alien, Emperor's Will, we did use the Relic, and there was one other one that I cannot remember. Standard Deployment, also from the rulebook. But the reason that I asked people to bring their own objective was for the secondary objective, which was your own sort of HQ that you were keeping hold of. We were using the mysterious objective rule that I kind of halved. So on a 1 or 2, it became a Skyfire Nexus. 3 or 4, it became a Scatter Field, which gave +1 to its cover save, and 5, 6, it was a Grav Wave Generator or something like that, which it halves the charge move of your opponent charging in. So I thought that was going to be an interesting element. It gives people interesting ways to go forward. Oh, sorry, the tertiary was something that I called Slay the Architect, where each team would choose one of the warlords to be the architect of the alliance, and the tertiary was only claimed if the architect himself was killed. So first of all, we're going to do the places, how people placed. We had 8 teams. The door prize went to Daryl and Alex, who I believe were playing Dark Angels and Space Wolf. It was a very good list. 3rd place went to Tristan and Ethan, who were playing Imperial Guard and Imperial Guard Grey Knight, I believe, which was interesting. But the most interesting part about their list is that they had a custom-built Fortress of Redemption, which you can check out as to how they went around building that on Tristan's blog, tristanmitchell.net, so please check that out. Very interesting structure. He had it built in such a way where you could detach the segments as they crumbled, and they crumbled. They crumbled a lot. And just to point it out there, when the fortresses go down, they do a lot of damage, especially when you've got guard inside. So they came 3rd, which was very good for them. And 1st and 2nd was actually a dead tie between Joe and Andrew, Dan and Ryan, which it was actually rather fitting because the 2 did play off. They were top seeded, and I think the 3rd game, and the game itself was actually a dead tie. It just seems rather fitting to me. So they managed to split the pot for 1st and 2nd. Ethan and Tristan walked away with 3rd, and the door prize went to Daryl and Alex. So, the themes of the tournament that I was noticing were, indeed, the fortresses. There was a Bastion being used, there were 2 Fortresses of Redemption, and there was 1 Aegis defense line. Only the 4 spread out. The Fortress and the Aegis defense line were in one list, and so technically only 3 teams were using them, but it seems that the Icarus Las Cannon seems to be one that people are going for. Quad Gun was being used on the Bastion, so anything going for Skyfire to get rid of the flyers, and boy were flyers a major theme. Joe and Andrew were using flyers, Dan and Ryan were using flyers, and they seem to be quite a nuisance. I'm not saying that they didn't go down. There were some games where the damage was done to them, but they are quite difficult to handle right now. But there's a lot of dispute going on about that's what GW are doing, right up until they release something anti-flyer. You know, the game's going to go the way the game's going to go. If you want to buy flyers, go out and buy flyers. They are a fun mechanic. It's just when they're being used against you and you don't have any way to deal with it, such as Dan and Halma, who are using Tyranid only. If you don't have anything to do with flyers, they are going to walk all over you, and that's just an issue. So things to look out for. are definitely going to be the Flyers. The Flyers themselves are still causing a little bit of a problem. Dan was experimenting with Cron Air, which I believe was posted. An article was posted from Bell of Lost Souls. It is a very potent list. It can do a lot of things. It's very, very versatile. It's very dangerous. So please check out that article. It was posted in the Warhammer Loadout page. Check out that article. Just read up on it. And there are a couple of hints towards Chaos Space Marines perhaps getting something to deal with it. But again, these are all speculative rumors right now. But anyway, Flyers, still something to look out for. Still very, very potent. Didn't hear a whole lot of challenges going on. So Flyers seem to be the major theme. Things kind of moved away from challenges a little bit. The tournament itself went rather well. Not to say that I did not make some errors. For the purpose of the tournament, even though you guys were allied, even though there were two teams that were treated as teams, but they could ally with themselves, disregarding any potential mix-up. So a Tyranid could ally with a Necron, or a Tyranid could ally. I could just leave it at that. In order to get around that, I kind of bypassed that and treated everyone as allies of convenience. Because it seems incorrect to treat them as battle brothers. That way I can avoid independent characters being put into separate squads, psychic powers being cast. You can avoid all of that by using the allies of convenience rule. However, something that I did not see and had to rectify by enforcing that rule were dual psychers, perhaps in a list. Like Dan and Halmar running Shadow of the Warp creatures right next to each other was affecting their teammate psyker. Same happened for Dual Eldar, same happened for Eldar and Blood Angel. It's something that, in running a 2 versus 2 tournament, if you could run your own separate lists and just have them be there, but the way that allies have been introduced in 6th edition is that you have to use the ally matrix that is described on page 111, I believe. So that is something that I possibly could have dealt with a little bit better. Perhaps in future just making it absolutely clear that it's going to be allies of convenience, or perhaps just removing that rule entirely and just making it so there are 4 teams on the field, but 2 of them are fighting for a common cause. I don't know. If someone who perhaps attended or perhaps someone who has an input, please let me know. Another note, I have said that Dave would like to continue running these tournaments on a regular basis every other month, something that I'm also in potential talks with a gentleman named Brad about it. Or Brad or Brandon, I completely forget. He is the GW representative who talks to Dave on a regular basis, and he has been interested in setting up some sort of league, some major events, some sort of running tournaments, something to keep people interested in the game, and just to make sure that it keeps on going forward. So I'd like to know, Dave already posted a question, but I'd like to know personally, would you guys be interested in running a league? If it was a regular Sunday progressive points where, I don't know, if there was like a grand prize right at the end, or if there was progressive prizes throughout, if there was some sort of goal to work towards. Something that James was discussing that I believe they're doing for War Machine right now is the winner of a tournament gets free entry into, let's say, the grand final, where all of the prize money is pooled into a final prize. If you win one, and then you win another tournament, you don't soak that up. The next person who comes first or the next person who comes second, kind of. So there are like 4 guaranteed spots, and then they don't have to pay entry. But then the final tournament is where the grand prize pool is. That's something that was thrown at me. Perhaps that's something you guys would be interested in. So like I said, please let me know. Please sign the page, join the page, comment, rate, subscribe. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, therefore you can see those updates as well. And as normal, if you have any feedback, any comments, please let me know, please message me, and hopefully we can address those. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.